Twitter. Oh, I need a kick dashboard like right over here, and then eventually mute my stream. Oh shit, I don't want to do that yet. Come on, come on. Oh fuck, it's coming in. All right, got it paused. Let me move my chat right here. Starting truck and talk Thursday. Okay, and then I have to get my link. Copy, paste, tweet. Okay, that should have went out. Should have went out. It's telling me it's excellent. I'm gonna finally switch it to here. I'm finally gonna close the screen. Hey guys, I'm getting a warning. What? Oh, maybe it's my stream theme. Who's it's going to go poof? All right, let's get into game. Then we'll start. Okay, good. It's still working. That's cool. Oh, I should have changed that volume. It's okay. Let's just continue on. My feet's cold now. Fucking socks. Hold on. I need to fix these windows as I load up the game. I hope the game doesn't crash. I'll be sad if it does. Fair enough. Where's socks? There's socks. Put your socks on. Alright, let's get into this. Oh, I sniffed it. But I sniffed it. Let's see if it's actually working. Every time I load up the game, I keep forgetting to check to see if it actually works. This is gonna be great. Watch me kind of derp around here for a bit. Give me a moment. Hopefully you guys can hear me because I haven't been checking. I'll be checking out. If it actually works. This is gonna be great. Watch me kind of derp around. Sounds like it works. Okay. All right, let's try this. As I put my sock on. As I try to figure out what to do, so I guess I'm gonna just start the intro. Hey guys, Spamwaits here to whoever's watching right now here on the live stream. Welcome to Truck and Talk Thursdays. Something I'm gonna start new, which will basically mean I'll be driving loads in either American Truck or Euro Truck Simulator 2. And whoever's in chat, we can just start talking of whatever we want to talk. We can talk about our week, we can talk about anything, absolutely anything. As for how long I'm going to be streaming, I think I'm going to aim for an hour and 30 minutes. Right now, it's 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard. I might end it around 8 because I think my dad wants me to do something around 8:30. So that should give me enough time to drive loads, talk to people, and whatnot. Okay. I'm closing the Twitter, and let's just figure it out along the way. I'm gonna figure out what actually. I don't even have anything ready. Where's my other mouse? I should use this other mouse that I have here, so it's just convenient when I. Damn it! I think I'm moving. Thank you, Dragon, for hosting my stream. Yes, I got new gifts for this. Yes, it looks stupid, but it's okay. It worked. I'm gonna turn this on before I get too sweaty. Alright, where am I? Map, tell me where am I? Somewhere north of San Francisco. Okay. Let's actually figure out what I want to drive first. Before I even figure out what I want. If I can actually start talking. Alright, Fate Market. Let's see. I'm in the city. I'm gonna learn from what I did in my first vlog and not take a really long load just yet. I'm just gonna do a bunch of short loads. Because man, that was a mistake. Do I want to go Nevada or do I want to go Central? I got choices. Whoever wants, if you guys seeing the stream, if you see something that sounds interesting as the end point, go. That actually looks cool. That looks like a terrible drive, but looks cool. I forget. Let's just go Santa Cruz. Hopefully I can make it. Okay. All right, let's go. Oh, thanks, thingy. I'm not even using my pop filter right here, which is like right there. Because that thing is giving me a bother right now, and my mic is starting to become a little bit heavy. Let's start going. Okay. Okay, I think everything's working. Let's turn on headlights for this thing. Actually, you know what? Maybe I not do that load, because I'm not going to make it. Hold on. Hold on. That's short. Like that. Okay, hold on, wait. Why are all these loads so short? Wait. I can go Bakersfield. Here, go Oxnard. I can take this big one. This big bad boy. Hey, fuck it, let's try it. Yes, my truck is good. Even though it's all damaged at 1%. Shush. I think my webcam moved. Okay. Move down. Thank you. Sorry if I spooked anyone. Alright, let's go. Let's see. Considering it's Truck and Talk Thursdays, I do actually have to start talking. Let's see. I guess the very first thing is, my week. I mean, well, let's see. I'm planning on uploading this on YouTube tomorrow, maybe. Yeah, that would be smart to actually start off the week. For those who are actually popping in, just, take a chat, I'll say hi and whatnot. Let's see. How's my week been going so far? I had interviews. So I have finished. If for those who watch the vlog, if not, I'm just gonna explain. Just gonna explain it. I have finally graduated from university. I'm still in the process of the application is still in process, which is stupid. It should tell me that I already finished my units. I should have been graduated. I should have graduated by now. I should have at least got my degree at this point. But no, I haven't. It's still in process. Thanks, school. But in the meantime, I have been applying to many different places around Silicon Valley, which is like about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from where I live. So like around San Francisco, around San Jose, around that area where most of the tech companies are. Some companies has responded, others saying that we're actually looking for other people, which, okay, that's fine. I don't really have that much experience. Others have just flat out just not said anything, and I wish they kind of did, so I at least know I hear a yes or no. However, with one company that I did apply to, they responded quite immediately. Let's stop. I can at least drive a truck. They actually responded, I'd say quite immediately. It was like probably in a week's time turnaround, which I think it's immediate because I've seen others go for like 10 days, 2 weeks, or never. So for 1 week, I think that's immediate in my eyes. Responded to me. I responded to an email. Who is a recruiter of the company, and they said like, "Ooh, I want to talk to you. Your resume is interesting. It looks like you'll fit for this position that we have, which is mostly really red light. I'm turning right. Fuck, picky. Which is mostly it's an entry-level programming job. That's what I got my degree in. I got my degree in computer science, so it's just gonna be all a bunch of programming. And they're looking for some actually new grads for this job, fresh out of college, probably with little to no experience, which could be a bit sketch. But it's for the experience, not for the pay, as I've noticed through a lot of people saying, which is good, which is a smart thing to think about actually. Let's get this load. Yes, I know. Thank you, game, for telling me this. Here we go. Okay. So, yeah, the recruiter from the company replied to me via email, and then she called me. Now, I told this to like my friends and whatnot, and what I didn't know is that I did apply to like one other spot, and they've been spam calling me ever since for like 2-3 weeks straight. Ooh, it's on gears. And I should have done research prior to actually applying that it was mostly a scam. So it's like, oh, okay, maybe I'm not going to answer you at all. I'm just going to let it go. Well, then the recruiter from this company called in, and her number was apparently very similar to the number of these spam calls. So I kind of just ignored, realizing that, oh, it might be just the same number or whatnot. Then I think it was like a weekend later, like a few days later, she sent me back an email. I was like, "Hey, have you received my voicemail?" Voicemail? What do you mean by voicemail? I checked my phone, and not realizing, like, oh shoot, looks back at her email. She has her nice signature and whatnot. Looks at her phone number. Oh shoot, looks at my phone. Oh shoot, that was actually her. Whoops. So in the midst of like getting around it, I was like, yeah, I kind of was busy on that Friday, or actually, yeah, it was Friday, Monday when she first called me, and I didn't answer all over this weekend, and just check my voicemail now. And and then she replied back to me. I was like, all right, yeah, when will you'll be available to talk to? She'll be like she is technically now my first person to be that I get to interview. I'm the interviewee, not the interviewer. she's the first person she's the first person. Oh my god, I'm gonna get lost track of words here. First person that's going to interview me. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, okay, that's the right word. So she messaged back saying what will be a great time. I told her I think it was like a day or two from that email, around noon my time. And she said, alright, that'll be cool. And realizing, oh wait, she's East Coast, so it's a 3-hour difference. I hope I don't, create an impedance to her schedule or anything, which I don't think I would. She's a recruiter, so I guess it only makes sense, right? So waited till that day, completely being unexpected of what she's gonna ask me, because I have no idea. I was like, I remember looking up on, come on, I can make the turn. Yeah, there we go. I was completely unexpecting of anything, because I remember looking up, like, okay, what do I do? It's the first interview. It was not the technical interview, because she is just a recruiter. But I just wasn't so sure, like, what questions she'll ask. I don't know what to speak of. I'll just probably just, base it off my resume or something like that, right? And it was. So she called me. She told me, things about my resume and the things they're looking for for the job posting. And I told her, it's like, okay, I know a few of these things. I don't know a few of these things. Try to be as honest as possible. Which I did. I didn't lie. I really couldn't, because I looked at the list, and then when she repeated the list, I'm like, yeah, I know this. Yeah, I know this. It's kind of like this. And some of yeah, I don't know this at all. I thought I learned it, but I don't know. Went through that, and midway through that interview, because she called me on the home phone rather than the cell phone, because the first call was on the cell phone and I ignored her. Oops. She thought home phone would be best. Called her on the home phone. About 10 minutes through, one of the home headsets has died. Home phone headsets has died. I'm like, shit, is the interview over because this phone died? Because she's been repeating hello, hello, hello. I was like, oh no, I think I screwed up. Or, not really screwed up, or actually kind of. It's a technical screw up that I didn't expect. Or kind of expect, but I didn't know when it would happen. So that happened. Had to run around the house to find another phone to use to hopefully continue the conversation. Luckily, she did call back, and I was using a new phone, and I told her this little mishap, and she found it funny. I think that's how I managed to wing. I feel like that's how I managed to wing it, to continue that interview, and then eventually continuing to the next interview, which is a technical interview, because she said she liked me. She sent it over to the hiring manager over here in San Francisco, which is interesting, having the recruiter in one place and then the hiring place in another place. I thought they would always be in the same place, but no, it's just spread out everywhere in offices and whatnot. But yeah, she called me early Friday morning, telling me that, okay, you have your technical interview coming up sometime next week, which was yesterday. What time would you like to do it? I said around afternoon, that would be best. And she managed to do that, and she found it a little bit funny, and said sorry for actually waking me up very early. I was like, it's okay. It happens. I should really fix that. I think I even told her in my email after the interview. Because she's been emailing me early, because she is from the East Coast, so that's 3 hours ahead, and she wants to email as soon as possible, which was midday her day. So around 11 or 12, so about, or 10, 11, 12, around there. So just I'm going, shit, I should not be distracted-ish. So it'd be 7, 8, or 9. And usually I'm asleep because I still haven't fixed my sleeping schedule. I've been sleeping at 2 or 3 in the morning. So going to sleep at 2 or 3 in the morning, waking up not till 10. So yeah, I do need to fix that. So she told me that. And then from there, panic was just setting up just a little bit higher. Only because, okay, now we're coming, she said technical interview. And I kind of have no idea what they'll ask. Oh boy, let's start researching a bunch of things and try to figure out what I need to study specifically. So I looked up online through forums. Most of them were actually for application for those who are applying for Facebook Google. bigger interview process, if I recall. Right. But this one I had to figure out, like, alright, what do they actually interview? So I'm like looking around, trying to see if I could find like direct sources of what I'm going to be asked for. And I think I remember going through this website called Glassdoor, which I guess it's like a Glassdoor. You get to tell anything of anything with an anonymously. There we go. I was trying to think of anonymity. I don't think that was the right word. But for those who currently work or have tried to be hired at that work, you could post reviews of the job. You can post salary. You can post estimated salaries. You can even post interviews for some of them. And I try to look through their Glassdoor profile to see, like, okay, what are they gonna ask for? What am I gonna expect for most of the jobs? And some of that's police. I should really slow down and really be. Can I put this on cruise control? Thank you. Okay. So the Glassdoor, I was just reading through that. Most of the interviews actually were like out of the country, because apparently this is the company I applied to is a worldwide company, small company relative to the tech industry, but a worldwide company. So they had most of their interview posts from like India. Some of them were like in Europe, handful or in the United States. So I try to like base it on that, try to figure out what I need to look up. Went back to the job listing, trying to figure out what I really do need to hone in, and then ended up creating a cheat sheet, which is just right here actually. This was my cheat sheet right here. I just printed it out. I had just a bunch of terms and whatnot. No, you guys, you're not going to understand this unless you're in computer science. But anyways, I digress. I'm going to put that in the bed because I'm not going to stretch out that far. Don't put the throttle. Just mess up the thing and start turning around. So created that, studied off of that, thinking that it would help me. And mostly what I had in there was just conceptual stuff. I wasn't expecting for like, I didn't want to put like exact definitions. I didn't want to put direct examples because I know that for the fact that won't help me at all. I should just put conceptual things just so I know like the broad knowledge, and hopefully I'll just remember the specifics from there on out. Then comes yesterday when I actually did the interview. And it was interesting. It was over Skype, which I guess that's how everything happens nowadays when it comes to phone interview. Phone interview. It's just going to be on Skype or your phone. But I guess Skype has been more often. Call me on my personal Skype, which is interesting. I kind of expected Skype for business. Nope, personal Skype. Okay, I remember trying to change my picture as fast as I can, change my bio, change my name and whatnot, just so everything looks professional rather than looking derpy. Because for those people who do follow me, and I know there's one that does, you could notice what derp of my profile I have in Skype. Now it's actually professional in some way. So, change that. They called me on Skype. Was greeted with the interviewer, who is if I recall correctly, a technical team lead for Wells Fargo. That's where I'll probably mostly be landed in, and working with Wells Fargo, creating banking apps and whatnot like that. So it's like, okay, cool, sounds interesting. And then we went on the interview. And so it was a he. He asked me a few questions, just general things, saying, have you done any projects and whatnot? I said, no, I've been mostly learning academically. I didn't have a chance to work on some projects out of school or have any internships, whatnot. Told him that, and then once from there we started. I should really get into the lane now. Slow down. Can you get it? Thank you. Oh, I might have knocked him over. Oops. Okay. So he started asking me some technical questions, and it all involves just coding stuff, and I should have remembered it. To be fair, I did remember it, just vaguely. I couldn't remember an exact definition to some of these things, which did threw me off a bit, because I thought I was expecting more like a really bigger conceptual thing. I didn't expect for like exact definitions. I didn't necessarily expect it like to solve problems, like very, very specific problems. I guess they weren't really specific, but it's something I should really remember. And I remember telling me, it's like, you should really focus on this next time when you go on interviews like that. You really need to hone down on these skills. You just need to remember it. And you know, I'll heed his advice. Yes, I do need to remember it. It was kind of a bit embarrassing, not remembering how to actually solve some of these problems, even though I should have known it. Granted, I'd say for my sake, it has been literally years since I've remembered this, about like 3 to 5 years now, that if I try to remember it now, especially in the short amount of time, I don't think I'll remember it that easy, even though I technically should, considering it's not necessarily a hard concept. I just couldn't remember it at that time during the interview. So he kept asking me those questions. I eventually nailed it down to one recent thing that I learned last semester, which was good. And he said, "Okay, good. You actually did answer a good question correctly. That's all I need to know." He really looked at me, because I actually had my webcam on, so you got to see my face, you got to see all my reactions and whatnot. You get to look at me and say, "I really want to hire you. So you know, we'll keep asking questions until you get one, and then if you do get one there, then you know, I'll send some feedback your way, or their way, anyways." Before I start blubbering my words again. How do I stop engine? It was top key. I haven't playing this on controller, and I just couldn't remember my keybinds at the moment. Whoops. So, got through that. Got through finally asking as much questions as I can, just so I can remember something. Got through that, and then I asked him, like, what does he... Fuck. Up. I turned off the engine. Come on, turn on. So then he started asking me, say, have any questions about him and whatnot. So I asked him a few things about like how this company works, where has he come from, how long have he started his project with Wells Fargo and whatnot. You know, just like those questions, just so I have an idea of like what this company is about. Because even amongst looking at the website, even amongst looking at the job postings and some of the reviews, I had no idea what I'm actually going to get into specifically. So thank God I actually did ask these questions, try to figure out what I'm going to get into, and it was interesting just to hear it from him. He said, sure, it's going to be a little bit of lower pay because it's in a quote-unquote contractual basis, even though it's a full-time job. Even though you'll get a full-time job with the company, you're in a contractual basis amongst the the vendors, the consumers you're going to be working with, some customers you're going to be working with there. So there's all contractual project stuff. So it's like, okay. So he said it'd be a lower pay, but it's just go do it for the experience, do it for like 2 or 3 years, and then from there you could split off with this company, go for a bigger company like Facebook or Google, or you could just stay if you find it interesting. He said he found it fun and interesting, which was cool. I remember before he worked at Wells Fargo, he worked with a major freight train company beforehand here in the United States. Just worked on project apps, and he was let go recently, and then he was eventually taken by Wells Fargo to work with them to make some cool banking apps and whatnot. It's like, for those who use Wells Fargo on your phone or anything, that's mostly the team that worked on that, which is really cool to know. It's like, oh shit, okay, I use Wells Fargo, I know most of these apps, I didn't know you guys were working on it. That's actually really cool. You're working on it too, who knows. So got through that interview. It lasted for like about 45 minutes, probably about 30 minutes of me fumbling on my words, trying to figure out how to answer these questions, and 15 minutes of just asking him questions. And I felt a little bit panicky during like halfway through trying to figure out answers for his questions. But then after that, it starts to subside. I could speak with S's. It started to subside. My panic level started to subside, and I felt like I was just having a natural conversation with him. I guess that's what interviews are really. It's mostly a conversation just with another person, with maybe a little bit of testing sequence at the beginning. So, he told me he had no problems with me being interviewed, even with the fumbling words and trying to give coherent answers. I tried, honestly, I did. They said he had no problem with me, and they'll send positive feedback to the hiring manager. I was like, all right, cool, thank you so much. So that was yesterday. And this morning, I was supposed to send off an email to my recruiter saying, oh, this is how the interview went. A little bit tricky and whatnot. It was okay. He said he was okay with me as an interviewee. But then I got an email from my recruiter instead, so it's like, ah, shit. I should have probably sent an email yesterday, but I didn't. Whoops. Told me that I did great, so looks like the hiring manager got that feedback immediately, and then eventually sent to my recruiter saying that I did great. They really like me, and hoping we're going for a second round interview. I have no idea what this will be. Either it's like a technical interview or something else. I'll get to know sometime later this week or next week. But yay, cool. Even with the flub, even with that, the interviewer said he liked me. Passed it on to the hiring manager, and they said, "All right, let's get him. Let's see what he can actually do." So yeah, I'm not hired yet, saying it that way, but I'm in for the second round interview of whatever that will be. So yay. Hopefully I'll know by end of this week or next week. Maybe I'll do a vlog. I was supposed to do a vlog for this, but I guess I'm going to use this as my leeway to vlog. We'll try to upload it tomorrow or something. But yeah, that was the most major thing that happened to my week. Other than that, I ran errands with parents every other day. I didn't hang out with friends this much this week. I really should have, aside from Skype calls. Went to the casino, but you guys don't need to know that. But yeah, that's all pretty much what happened for that whole week. Still, actually, I think I'm lagging. No, I'm not. Yeah, and I tried to explain that in about 20 minutes. I'll probably will do better as I try to do public speaking just a bit better. Alright, let's keep driving. I'm about 89 miles away. I'm probably somewhere in Central California at 3:44 in the morning. Sunday. That's what it says on the bottom right. I wish I could check my viewers listings, but I haven't set this up correctly, so I can't see how many people are actually watching. So, oh boy, if you guys are here, go ahead and chat. If you could figure out other things. I should really set this on cruise control. I'm going to speed up a bit, and then set it on cruise control, because that's actually smart. Go 2 miles over the speed limit, and all will be good. I also wonder if my chat's working. Hold on. I'm going to laugh my chat was never working in the first place. If it is, I am honestly sorry to whoever's chatting right now, because I can't see chat. This is a little bit embarrassing. It's like, is this not working? Is this working? Come on. Fuck! Okay, so if there was anything in chat, that's going to be a little bit awkward. Apparently, during the 25 minutes that I had chat, it never told me, welcome to the chat room. Hi, Dragon! Now I noticed you. I'm going to look at the VOD next time to see any comments that you have. But if you have any comments, repost it here. Okay, no offense, Dragon. Like, literally, beforehand, it showed nothing. I thought it was like, that's weird. It's still showing nothing. What the fuck? And realizing after explaining that, boom, welcome to the chat room. So, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Let me see if I could. I'm gonna. Can I go through a VOD on this? Anner, you are Anner. Oops. Okay, hold on. Can I VOD this out? I can VOD this out right now. Let me check this. See what kind of comments I got running. Derp, that was fast. Look at Zachary. Holy shit! There was shit. Oh, okay. I'm not looking at comments right now. I'm finally looking at your comments, Dragon. Wow. Very good questions asked. Good. My Jesus Christ! I should have just fixed this before I did anything. Happy driving, BRB. Yes. Okay. That was great. Oh, thank you, chat rules. Thank you for telling me that. Yeah, now I just noticed all the comments. I just noticed everything. Commenting on my commentary, and I'm realizing I was a derp. Now refreshing my dashboard. Fucking dashboard. Okay, now I could probably let's start driving. Okay, let's now start it. Hi, Dragon. Would you like to say anything of your day or your week, and we could just start going over it? I know you have actually quite a lot of comments on like the interview and whatnot, which is really cool. Like how I try to deal with anything. I guess if you have any questions, like I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out as I inadvertently flub that completely. Yeah, no, I've read. Oh, was that a piece mark? Okay, hold on. Let me do that then. Because I only want to keep dashboard just to figure out the warning things, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna pop into my regular chat. And I'll mute myself. There we go. Can I have chat? Wait, right there. Fuck, that's not chat. Hold on. Ooh. Can I? I'm popping out chat. Hold on, where's? How do I pop out chat? There's. Pop out. There it is. Just looking for you. Okay. Okay. That should work. Yeah, I was on it like. Thank you though. I could speak. What was it? No question. It's just more like I'm proud. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, he actually did like. Okay, going back to pop out. Closing it. Okay. Fuck, I did miss that comment. Dragon, I'll get better at this. I promise, I'll get better at this. Yeah, I was actually a little bit scared because it did sound, it started sounding a little bit condescending. Throughout the things that you should really study it, you should really study, you should really know this and that. You know, I wrote some comments and I tried to figure out what I need to remember, but it sounded like so condescending. I mean, you know, like you know how it is when you know how it is. Whenever you try to just talk, you kind of can't see their emotions per se. You can kind of hear it, but you don't know how they're feeling. It could either be positive, could be either negative, could be neutral, right? So I was like, okay, I'm really thinking this is the worst case as I am. And then like that, so I'm like, well, ask me more questions. Yeah, I really should. I thought that I tried, I was working with dashboard and everything was all working. Okay, aside from, I guess, streaming, interviewing, let's see. And to read people, you need to be more social. Yeah, I know. And you need to be more social. I'm eventually trying. I will try. Where am I going? Oh, wait a second. Okay. I will do it. I'm trying to be social more on Twitter. I'm trying to get back into that social aspect on Twitter. Like at least I had it kind of before I jumped off the face of the earth 2015, more or less. But trying to get back into that. What else? Streaming. Actually, Dragon, I do have a question. I know you've been telling me that you have been interviewed recently. And I'm honestly curious on your point of view when you hear their voice and try to attempt to figure out their emotions, because that's what I did with this with that technical interview. I was trying to figure out, it's like, okay, the voice sounds condescending, but how do you think, how would you deal with if the voice sounds condescending? Try to, like, in your head, just like mentally yourself, like I don't know, was your interview like both way video chat or just their voice and then you video chat them? I'm honestly curious. Also, good morning, Alex G. Frank. I'm just gonna be saying full names until I figure it out along the way. Whew. Welcome to the stream. A stream where we're just gonna be talking about just practically anything right now. Any mods? No, it's pretty much vanilla at the moment for American Truck. I've been wanting to do mods for this. I just haven't had the chance to find good. I just never had the chance to look through the mod page, especially on the Steam. Hello, fast now. Oh, this is my exit. Shit. Wait, yeah, this is my exit. Shit. Can I get in? I'm forcing myself in there. Yeah, that mods. I'm assuming American Truck Simulator mods because, yes, there's mods for this game. You can actually make this game look even more realistic than whatnot. I wanted to. I just never bothered to just yet. Just looking through the Steam Workshop. Oh my god, I'm going so slow. Come on, come on. Push it, push it, push it. I'm gonna hit that pole. Yep, there goes the pole. There goes the pole. To the left. Their voice, you were on video. He tried to get camera working, but it wasn't. Alright. Yeah, so we're both basically in the same boat here. So it's like, try to have you like, okay, so I guess during your interview, like trying to read people like their emotions, but through voice, especially when it comes to someone that you don't know at all. Especially in like a professional like a professional viewpoint. Ooh. Okay, car stop. Okay, let's go. So like attempting to read people's emotions, probably not the greatest idea because you're going to be expressing those emotions through video. I'm good at driving. I'm a great driver. I promise you. I have a nice rating of 7.5. I am a great driver. Okay. So yeah, in that sense, you know, like how I keep telling you at times I like try to read people's emotions through text and whatnot. It's like that idea, but like in a attempt to do it in a professional standpoint. Hello, Forts. I'm gassy right now. Alright, come on, I can make it. I got 1 mile, 4 minutes, and this big load that's probably damaged. Oh, no, it's not damaged. My truck's damaged. Try to nose their pauses. If it seems deliberate, very sure it could be. Sure, it could be considered shrugging on, kinda. Right. That's what I thought. 50% off on apples. Yeah. Oh, okay. So usually they pause. They take him out. Yeah, I've noticed that as well. Yeah, even weirdly enough, my interviewer told me that okay, throughout this interview, I might break the conversation just to speak up. If hopefully you don't mind. It's like, yeah, I'm okay. I was like, okay, good warning. It's like just in case if I've been over speaking, it's like, oh, okay, you're doing it for a reason. All right, gotcha. But like I remember, like at least I remember with my interview, he like whenever it gets to very long awkward pauses, like like probably like more than 5 seconds or so, it's like, okay, do you know this? You should know this, blah blah blah, and like eventually if it's like I just didn't know it at all, I tried to pause and think. It's like, no, you should really know this. It's like, yeah. So it's like, that's true. It was interesting for mine because they were apparently calling from home because they were just working from home that day. I was like, oh, I kind of expected to be in the office. Nope, they were at home. Okay, interesting interview. Can I back this? I have to give it a more. Fuck. Turn it. I tried doing that. I did try doing that, doing the thinking I should know this and like that. But then it's like I guess it got just way too awkward at that point where he told me it's like, yeah, you should really know this. Like, yeah, no. Yeah, like, well, I'd say I'm like, considering that was my very, very first technical interview, I now know what I need to do. But glad to know I can at least speak it out. What the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? I'm backing up, but I don't know how the hell am I backing this up? Oh no. I'm gonna try and get this thing fucking back up. I'm turning this so badly right now. Nope, I'm done. Not bothering. Who didn't seem too nice? Your interview or my oh. I guess I got kinda lost on that part when I saw that comment. Okay, let's try another one. Hopefully there's no, I don't want quick job. Get out. Quick jab. Mine. I don't know. That's, I guess, more or less debatable. He didn't sound like an ass. I'll say that. To be frank, he didn't sound like an ass. He was he was blunt, but he wasn't being an asshole about it. He was like, you should really hone it down. It's like, just giving me the blunt advice saying, you should really know this. This is an interview. You should know this. It's like, yeah, that's fair. Like, he was blunt, but I don't think he was an asshole or anything. Like, I feel like even with the very blunt point of view from him, I felt like it helped me trying to figure out what I should really know, what I should do next time, just in case if this interview did fell through, which it didn't, which is actually really cool to hear. So it's like, yeah, I understand. I mean, like, I would want to speak up, saying like, yeah, I should really know more, like really speak up. And I wanted to. Oh, fuck, really? Jesus Christ, I could drive a truck. Like, I kind of wanted to like argue and kind of wanted to give up, but thank God I didn't. I just persisted and just said, just hoping for the best, see what kind of questions they'll ask and see what he knows. It's alright. I know you just had work, so it's fine. So I'm just like, shit, where was I? Wow, if I really do drive, man, if I really lose my train of thought this bad, it's gonna be terrible. Move back a bit. See my fatness. Oh yeah, you guys get to see my shirt, which is what looks like to be a pedo bear if you can see it from the webcam. It's not a pedo bear, I promise you that. It's this is one of my like club t-shirts from back in high school that still surprisingly fits me after like 8 years, I think, and hasn't gone away. They've actually had a really good quality shirt. It's a bear shirt. It says, I am a grizzly, because this is I don't know if anyone has this out of the United States, but there's this club in school called Kiko. I have no idea why the fuck are you doing. I'm going straight. There's this club at my high school called Key Club, and what you do is it's a volunteering club. I remember doing a few volunteering events with them back in high school. Just volunteering, trying to show cheer and spirit in your school, of the district, whatnot. I remember there's like these regional like meetups and whatnot with other other schools and whatnot around. Just trying to show your cheer and try to show that we are strong as a group, we're strong as a club, something. It was like the club for people that are like that just wants to be in a club. Really? I'm just driving here. Okay, Dragon. To be fair, yes. More or less like a cheerleader, actually, because we were like really like screaming it out, giving our best cheer and whatnot as a group. So yes, to be fair, it is like cheerleading, but not technically cheerleading, because we're not doing it for the school, we're doing it for everyone else. So shut up, I know my driving is still shit. I don't know, actually I'm better at this. I should just try to. I'm saving this knowledge for but I don't know how to explain. It's like it's basically a way. It's just group. I saw that car coming. I really did, and I thought I stopped the thing. Beer between this thing. No worries. Oh my god, I can fucking drive. Come on. Get out. Okay, here we go. Enter! Trade market. That's not my mouse. I have a mouse right here. And I have a mouse right there in the room. But this is easy if I just want to sit back and relax. Like what I'm doing right now with my controller, game right now, whatnot. It's cool. I guess in the meantime, as I pick up this load, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Whoever is still watching, if you enjoy whatever I'm doing, just give it a like, or just give it a follow here. Follow me on the other stuff down there below. And anyways, as I give a quick burp. But what kind of volunteer stuff did you do? It was mostly. So there was, I think we did a crab feed at one point. What other volunteering events were there? There was a few. I'm trying to remember. This is like helping out, pretty much helping out the community, in a way, but in terms of in a club, because yeah. But mostly it's like in and out and around the community for the most part. Just trying to show our thing, which is interesting because this is a weird thing that happens with this group every year. A lot of people join at the very beginning of the year because all they want to do is go to this big rally event where schools come together at an amusement park and just start cheering. From there, participation kind of just drops off, which is honestly hilarious to say the least. But I remember doing some volunteering events and whatnot for that. I don't think we ever did bottle drives or food drives. I can't remember, man. It's been a long time. But I remember, like, one of the main ones is a crab feed to raise money for either, I think, for the Kiwanis, which is the adult version of Key Club. There was, I think, a few cleanups, if I recall correctly, in the various places that they assign, that we get assigned to. Pretty much just around our community where the school is and whatnot. And why are still not volunteering? That's a very good question. I think I'll blame my friends for this, because it's like, I want other people to be, I don't want to be the only one volunteering. Like, I want other people to join, but they're like, nah, they don't want to do it. Yeah, more or less environmental stuff, I'd say. Come on, we can back this truck up. Fuck. Come on. Backing up. Backing up. Am I in? No. What the hell? What the hell? Pull those California shit. But yeah, that's what I remember overall. What the fuck? Okay, I'm looking at my left mirror. I can see what I'm doing wrong. I'm just trying to realign this shit. Come on, back it up. Come on, back it up. We're now, I think, going to Kafah. Holy shit, I can aim this straight. I'm not opening up garage, I'm grabbing the load right behind me. Load, shut up. Because you see a little arrow like on the very far left, or there's something here. I need to grab it, and I'm trying to grab it, and there we go, little fuck. Let's go! Flirt! Okay. Maybe I'll be actually a good driver. Rate my driving. Go to twitter.com/spamwaits and rate my driving there. I just realized I downshifted. Whoops. Rate me as a driver 1 through 5. 1 is being absolutely shitty and 5 is being the absolute best. You can rate above a 5 and below a 0 if you want. Rate it at twitter.com/spamwaits. Come on, traffic! Let me get through this thing so I can get through my load. There you go. I'm gonna poke myself out. No! Wait, I can. The little fucker is like right there and I can't turn left. Okay, I'm gonna go for this then. Let's go for the lot. I'll make my U-turn. That's a lot of traffic. I'm gonna take this. Shh. But that's a lot of traffic I have to get there. I mean, yeah, literally that could cause an accident. I mean, this is just terrible. Why are we having like this kind of massive backup at like 6 o'clock in the morning? Sure, I get it, it's rush. Wow, that's actually really sharp turn. Hold on. Am I stuck? Wait. Okay, now let me back up. I keep forgetting how sharp that turn was. I have to actually really take this turn. Look at that! What the shit? Okay. Let's there was Rush Hour in American Truck Simulator. Ooh, that was a nice first. Back to topics. Ooh, fuck. Really? I really need to wait for this whole traffic to move because I can't get out of here. Okay, anyway. Sure. I would like to know a bit more about your interview before I jackknife my own truck. I mean, I guess I'll get to know more later, technically. But you know, it'd be great to know along the way to see what kind of conversation we can have. Truck with big tubes. Can you move like 2 more inches? Come on, like, can you like move like a lot more inches? Come on! I wanna get the fuck out of here. Whoever created this turn should be dead. Okay, you guys catch me. I don't care. I just need to make it out of here. Can I? Please? Okay, I'll let my doing so long. Alright, I'm going on keyboard mode for a minute. Left. Fuck! So I had done my research more about this one. I'm just gonna scrape it. I'm just gonna fucking scrape it now. Okay. Alright, so I've done my research about school diversity of the area and all that. I haven't learned much more about how to teach English or English programs there. Oh, really? Is it that much different than... Oh, I mean, I guess this is England, right? So this is England. For those who don't know, Dragon's actually going to England to teach. So my interview was like... that's surprising you didn't know more what this is for this. You started lecturing me. Well then, that's... wow. Wow, really? Okay. I mean... weirdly enough, I did have that same thing. Except he still allowed me to give me 15 minutes question, but I digress anyways. Maybe going on. So they are like completely like, is it like very, very different from each other? Because I wouldn't know. Like, how different is it if you could explain it? Because honestly, I kind of thought it would go hand in hand along the way, but I guess there's a difference between North American curriculum and European curriculum. Oh wow, really? So there is so English courses over there, they split up literacy and literature. So you have literally grammar and writing in one end, and then just reading on the other. Right when I explained it, you posted that. That was actually funny. All right, interesting. Like I know for like how should I explain this? That sounds like more of a college course, I guess, because I remember, at least what I remember in my community college, they split it up like that. It would be, writing and grammar, and then literature analysis after that. I know I want to say a handful of places in the States have a split course. Some of the, I think at least for my high school, it was all integrated. So you do reading comprehension, writing, and grammar, and all that, right? So I thought that when I explained what I was trained for, I thought I might say teach both. Oh. Huh. I mean, I guess, because, man, I've, more sort of do, but it's like English versus ESL classes. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm like, because I'm used to, at least with high school, it was like that. It was having the teacher to do grammar, writing, and literature, right? So I thought that was always the norm. High school English courses and reading writing sessions. And I'm assuming the high school English courses, is it mixture or is it just literature? So we split it, but only to make sure students get it. Ah, okay. Interesting. So that's just so as I guess mixture. So that sounds like it sounds like the split is pretty much the norm in England then. So a teacher only has to know one or the other, but not both, per se. Let's be a police officer. Don't mind me. Ask one question. Oh fuck! Great. This is like the weird slowdown in this area. Okay. Wow. Interesting. Maybe. That is interesting. So it's like, huh? That is just, I mean, that is just really interesting as to what. Trying to figure out what can I dive upon with that statement. Like I think what I wanted to ask was like, so wonder if they're I wonder if they're expecting a teacher to know both, but they're gonna just be teaching one. So it's like, GCSEs, yeah, they're right. Oh, okay. Because like in my mind, I'm thinking one for literature, one so reading comprehension, basic. Reading and writing. That's what I was thinking. Okay. Yeah, that's just interesting. Like I'm honestly curious about how England does it with how teachers does it. Do they need to know both, but is willing to teach one or the other, or they have to know only one thing and just don't worry about the other? Because it's like I know, for you. And for at least what I learned back in high school English, this fucker on the middle ideas, they have to know both. And when we did standardized testing, we had learned both reading and writing in the same English class. That's how we had to learn both for that part during standardized testing. Oh, I see. So now they want you to. If he even wants to interview me again. So now you would have to re-hone down the idea that it's split and whatnot. What the? Where were you, truck? I didn't even see you. Fuck. But okay, I was curious. I gotta retry if my recruiter came in. I wanna ask, what was it? Like, even if it's split, it's like the curriculum should be somewhat similar, shouldn't it be? Like, even if it's split, you should be able to easily differentiate between reading, writing, comprehension, right? And that it shouldn't be a problem for you to know it. Like for you to just hone down on one thing rather than honing down on, I guess, two things. It's like I'm wondering what is your interviewer expecting you to know? Oh, so it's like a slight, also even a slight history course, I guess, because you said time period, so it's like going from old to new. Okay. Like, I'm trying to figure out the difference between at least my experience with high school English. It still sounds the same to me per se. I mean, it's just my opinion. It sounds the same to me. It's like I don't hear any difference as to why. But my experience, my opinion, I'm not too sure what they've been asking for, what they're looking for. So I guess it's just a matter of just knowing how their curriculum is placed. Oh, wait a minute, I just realized I said that. You should want me, I should be wanted, but I should be getting off the highway soon here before I forget. That's like, yeah, like I'm thinking, both. Why should that be a problem in the first place? It's like, if you know both, what else? Like, I know you when it comes to, I guess even for reading, you'll probably know a lot more things in reading because it was part of your major. You're an English major, duh. So, and if you wanted to do writing and comprehension, that's still something you could still pull off. Like, I think I remember seeing some of the lessons for that. I know you didn't really reading, but no, I mean, yeah. Like, I still kind of don't see the problem. I guess knowing the curriculum more, like honing down what they're asking for, sure, I guess, but that's about it. It seems like even with that, once knowing that what their curriculum is, I feel like you should be able to compare it with the Canadian curriculum. That's weird that he just didn't seem interested at all. I was like, interesting. That's just interesting. It's a wonder what kind of expectation he was looking for, I guess. But it sounds like you would have gotten it, but apparently didn't. I don't know. That's just weird. It's like, is there any other thing that we need to know that you're doing wrong that you should know? Like, is there anything like that? Can I at least get some feedback as to what I need to know? Like, I mean, like, these are the questions I would be asking myself. It's like, is there anything that I should know aside from the curriculum they teach? Because again, it sounds like you just have it. You have it hand down. You got it. I even emailed my recruiter back saying that I felt discouraged. We'll see. Hopefully your recruiter does reply back, just to know like what your interviewer was expecting. Because he should have at least given feedback back to you. Wow, back. You should have given feedback back to your recruiter, and hopefully your recruiter would tell you what was missed. I'm assuming that's how it should work. It should be just as transparent as that. Like, I don't see how getting feedback on your interview is confidential per se. Like, I don't think there will be some kind of non-disclosure agreement saying we can't tell the interviewee how their interview went. It's pretty much just like it's in a lull right now. L-U-L-L, not L-O-L. I was sure. I have no idea. And I hope I still see you. You're probably gonna get in there. Like, definitely. Like even with this, you'll have the experience. You're gonna have everything. I feel like you shouldn't have a problem at all to get into the UK. Even with the sour interview, even with this past sour interview that you had. I see. I want to ask more questions, but I kind of want to keep it left in personal because I actually want to know personally. I don't know if you want to say it here per se. So I'm going to keep some questions in mind for you personally, and I'll message you or call you. just so it doesn't get too crazy and too personal. I don't want to get too far into it. New topic. What can we talk about? Has to be something. Someone give me a topic. Students, am I right? Okay, so what is it? 3 weeks now? 2 weeks now that you've been started teaching over where you were teaching now? Oh my Jesus, this is a hill I can't get up with this load. Must be again now. It really must be interesting seeing it from the teacher's side point of view of how students cooperate with teachers. 4 weeks, okay. It's like you really. Hello, double stop. Let me make my left turn. I'll cooperate with you never. I mean, there has to be a way for you to get their attention without obviously going overboard to where they'll just go stupid. Because it's like, you know, I have like very big pity on every teacher that is teaching out there, try to deal with students that are just, you know, just plain like, especially no offense, like I'm sorry, Gen Z, like I generation, you guys are pretty bad. No offense. I mean, there's probably some of you that are actually really good, really smart, and professional, and I respect that all the way. But for the majority of what I'm seeing, like online and whatnot, it's really terrible. It's honestly terrible. I guess like really like most of the people generally these days are very, very. They're probably taking a lot of things for granted, even though they really, really shouldn't, because that's gonna bite them in their ass real soon. Yet they're able to complain about it, which is stupid. Anyways. I don't know, I've been trying so hard to figure it out, but students leaving in the middle of class for their smoke breaks to get coffee, wanting to leave early because they're bored and don't care, like, fuck off and stay, you need to learn this, right? See, it's like, again, it's like, it's a wonder how your other peers, like your other, other teachers and professors that teach there, like, try and deal with it. Like, again, no offense, you probably do, no offense, Dragon, but you should get that backbone really enforced now, saying that if you don't come in or you leave early, just say deduct 5% off or something. Just really hone them in, saying that they need to stay. Oh boy. Sounds like for the first half, deduct points if they're not staying. The other half, give them points if you want them to talk. Yeah, I like that's like just my idea. Oh. I mean, I don't know. Are you obligated to add subtract points in such a way? Is it like legal through your guys' book to do that in order to reflect someone's knowledge of things? Because I feel like adding subtracting points should be a way that should be done, I guess. Like it will give them the motive to actually participate, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. But you can't give them like a minus 5% on something like an assignment if they were just not there at all. Recording the time. Can affect their attendance. Recording the time. Class only. But you can't make that as a grading, I guess a grading threat. Only if they have things like, damn. I guess in your class, do you have like participation points or no? Because then you could just mark that off. If it's like participation points as a permanent grade, I see many wonders with that. Because that's how I think of it in terms of like for some teachers and professors they do that. No. It has to be some kind of disciplinary status, especially for that you could use to entice them to participate. Again, whether in a good way or a bad way. Yeah, there has to be a way. Okay, let me repair my trick. Let's go places and probably do one more load. And then I'll end the stream there. Really? Do I really want to go San Francisco? Well, I guess I can go San Francisco. Send it to the new and like Thursday. I just really don't want to be there. And you don't have the power to just I mean, I guess the only problem is the advisor saying that no, they really need this. There's really no other way to be like if you're not here, okay, if you're not here, oh, I guess the attendance, sure. I guess the only way it's like you could. Sounds bad. Just try and just threaten them. It's like I'm gonna keep giving a strike, even though if you guys go early, or tries to get a break without my permission, you're gonna be considered absent completely. I'd say that might be a good idea, just so they can now then be honed down by the advisor saying you're not there. You have valid reasons that you left at this time. Write down the time they left to get us, to get a coffee, get smoke or whatnot. Whenever they leave early, and it's like you're not here for the required time. Blah 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 blah. Hence, you deserve what you deserve with this thing. Like, is it possible? Like, even if they're there for like half the time, you could, like, even half the time, you could just give them a full absence because they just weren't there at all. Because I have to think of this against your guys' rules, right? So. Interesting. So you can't say half a day equals absence. So even if they were there, they were kind of there, or something like that. Like, I guess what does it take to record an attendance properly? I guess. Like, is there a minimum time they have to stay there, even though it should be like the whole time? Come on, get this load. Let's at least do one load to San Francisco. Does that also count if they were there being like, consider this is just a hypothetical situation, might have happened, I don't know. Say they were there 30 minutes late and they leave 30 minutes early. Cause that considered an absence per se? Like saying if they were not there for an hour of the total class time. Oh my god, I hate these fucking turns. These are way too short. Oh, I made it. Yep, I made it. Yeah. Give them 10 to 15 minute leeway to get in. Is there anything that you can mandate for them to stay last 10 minutes? Like, is there anything you could quote unquote threaten? Not literal threaten, but in such a way. We're absent. But you can't record, like, if they leave early as absent under your jurisdiction because you have to do it right. Fuck, let's not lose gears. Interesting. I'd say if you're able to do that, you should like hone it down, saying that if you guys are not here, even if you left early, I'm marking attendance for you. You know, like I'm marking down the attendance, whatnot, and say it's not under your power to tell you to stay in per se. You will just get punished by your advisor someday. That too, because then you'll really know when they're there or not. I mean, I guess there's no technical. My God, Van, really? What the fuck? Yeah, and I know your hatred for poetry. In a way. Ooh, excuse me. There has to be some ways. You should, like, have you asked your peers, like, is there any way for them to force them to keep them in? Is there a way to, again, threaten them? I'm putting this in quotes because that shouldn't be done, but, you know, there should be a way to discipline them to stay. I know they're older, right? Like, I think I remember you telling me that they're older than you, but there should be a way to discipline them to stay. Otherwise, it will affect their future. What is that movie called? I'm trying to think of that movie where a teacher tried to change their whole class and they actually really liked the teacher. Just couldn't remember the name. I remember watching it. Can't remember it. I said to just record attendance accurately. Dang. I mean, I forget, is your school fully free or is it like tuition, like fully free or like all tuition? I forget. Because really, they're if they're getting financial aid, sure, but I guess that's not going to affect them that much. Well, technically it should, because then you give them a failing grade. But then again, that doesn't really look good to a teacher because, yeah. Like, what are they going to be? I'm realizing that the situation is like a double-edged sword. You could technically fail them, but then it would look good on you. You really want to pass them, but you don't know what to do. So, okay. Like, now my only other thing is, like, if you give out, like, quizzes or tests every day, if you're there, I know this shouldn't be a thing, but it's like, if you were there for all days that the lecture happened, you get, like, a little bit of extra credit on your quiz or test or project. Ah, interesting. Ah, fun. So basically, it's like, and they're off the roster. Okay, bye. Got an idea? I want to know.
forget how you set it up. Was that any kind of thing, or is it like just restricted to some of these things? Because man, if that's any kind of thing, dude, you're probably gonna have a really big participation bump. Because it's like, oh, I could replace anything. I mean, I highly doubt it's probably gonna be like assignments and projects, not tests. Obviously, because that's comprehension. Like asking us like you said, replacing a zero another grade at the end of term, right? Low grade, zero, etc. Is it for all things? So like assignments, projects, tests, or is it specific things? Because if it's like all of those, like you could pick one of any assignment, any project, any test, saying you could just remove that zero and you'll see a bump in your grade. Because usually that makes a big difference. Also, if I do sound quiet, because I'm still a little bit distant, I really should move this mic a little bit closer, but that's how far it is. And I kind of ended up getting into a relaxing position. Okay, enforce that. Definitely enforce that. Especially for those who probably have like 4 or 5, it's like, you really should stay for the rest of the semester, you missed out on some things. Right. But yeah, like, oh, definitely then. Should just, really enforce that, especially for those who have like 3 to 5 absences already. It's like, yeah, you're gonna miss out on a really big opportunity. You can get a really big grade bump, just keep them reminded for like every few students that do leave the class or something. Say, remember guys, if you leave, you're gonna miss out on this. And you mark, you'll attempt to mark appropriately for attendance. So. Wow. So yeah. Excused absences, that's what I read. Not me. Anyways. Yeah, that'll just, hold that down. If they're like, how does, if they left early or came in very late, how does that account for their absences? I guess in your system, in your guys' system, is it still like a mark off in terms of absences, or? Yes, I know that's a solid white line, but didn't want to slow down. I don't want to lose, but okay. Technically, in California rules, and for most states, a single solid like that on a highway can technically be crossed if needed to overtake. Definitely, you can technically do that, but only if you need to overtake. Otherwise, you do stay in that lane forever. Double solids of any color never cross. So basically, when it accumulates to 6, no matter how many ways it's done, they lose that opportunity. That's okay. I'm honestly curious. Hold on. Wait the fuck minute. Give me a moment. I'm curious. Alright, look this up, guys. I mean, I know I feel like I'm wrong, but I'm curious. Can you cross a solid white line? Oh, no, I need. I'm honestly. Okay, so it's.
Okay, so there's some um what is it called? What is it discrepancies to it. Some say yes, some say no. Depends on the situation. Because there's some people that says crossing a solid white line, if necessary and must be done, can be done. But other people says, no, you're not supposed to cross solid white line ever, as that should be directly. You should not never cross that. Because I know double solid whites, double solid yellows, you never cross it. That is completely illegal. You will get fined it. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's like California's a U-turn. You mean like this? No. It's, I don't know. With the white line, I always figured out it was like a little bit of a gray area, only because it's like considering like right here. So like you look at the scene ahead, right? There's a white line on the right? Like going to the right of the white line, that's the shoulder, right? That's where you could stop, take an emergency brake. That you have to cross that white line, right? And so, yeah. So, anyways, I don't know. Some people say yes. Some people say it's somewhat legal, depending on what the situation is. Others says no. Okay, if it's bad weather, no. I would not do that. If it was bad weather and there's a solid white line, if like there was a solid white line like what we saw before and it was bad weather, I would not do that. I would actually slow down. I would definitely slow down. And just stay on the lane until it goes broken down. But if I know that looking right beside me it's clear, and I know for the fact I need to pass and maintain a speed going uphill, because if I did slow down, it would take me a while to get up there, or I could stall. So I guess that's my reasoning behind that. I don't want to stall. I just want to keep the momentum rolling if I can. That's true. Of course, the max speed number, yeah. That's like if I break momentum going uphill, I know I'm gonna slow down, and I know for the fact it's gonna be hard to just rev it back up. So I'm like, it's like if I could do it, if I'm okay with this, I should just be able to just move there. And if I recall correctly, at least with those ones where you can cross a solid line, technically, it is meant for if you're just going really, really slow and you can't pick up the pace on the main lanes to go to the right. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep on driving. I'm going to San Francisco. We got 4 hours and 50 minutes left. That's true. Also, I realize that in this game right now at 3:54 p.m. Sunday in this game, it is fucking 98 degrees Fahrenheit in Central California. Now, to be fair, it is winter here in real California, and it's only in the 70s, so I call bullshit. But anyways, it's interesting. I don't think there is seasons in Truck Simulator. They just assume a temperature and assume a weather. I wish they kind of did seasons with this thing, so you get rain, you get snow in places like that, right? I was gonna say that. It's like, I don't have a license, and technically you don't have a license either, and we're arguing about this. So, oh, really? You gotta stop at the way station? So I kind of wish there were seasons in here. Yeah, I think there is definitely a mod for seasons. I think I had it before for European Truck Simulator. I really should get into modding American Truck just to make it a little more fun. I don't have my learners anymore. I had it twice, it expired twice. Because learners only last for a year, and I just never learned from it. Ah! Come on, forward. I have to actually keep it 15 before I pick up speed. That's true. Fine. speed that up. Come on! Accelerate back. Let's go. Really? Because you can only have a learners for 1 year, and you must learn it within the year before you can get your license. So I should also probably get gas before I get back to San Francisco. Let's make this turn into the gas station. Slow down. Down slow. Up fast. Down slow. And drive. Bonk. Okay, let's still put some gas. Okay, for anyone else out here who's still here, hope you guys are having a fun time watching this. Blah 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 blah. If you like watching this, just follow me on my other social media down below. YouTube, I have some Let's Plays. Twitter, I'm stupid there. Instagram, I post nice pictures. If you want to see more live streams, hopefully I'll be live streaming more soon. Remember to give a follow here on Twitch and whatnot. Yeah. Keep on driving out less than 200 miles before I get to San Francisco. Ooh, that's a big turn. That's another big turn. Speed the fuck up. Let's go. Let's go. Oakland, San Francisco. I said come on. Okay. What if there are any other topics we can talk about? I can't think of anything right now. I remember having one in mind. Just can't remember it right now. Something like hobbies, but I don't know if that was the right one. Like, and there. Let's just keep it at that speed, and then just use our controller to drive. Poop. No, we're not talking about poop. No. Unless we really want to talk about poop, which, yeah, no. Let's not talk about it. Because this is technically Truck and Talk Thursdays. We just truck and talk. I just truck, you guys talk. So, lucky 4 years to keep your permit. Yeah, it's 1 year, and then you have to renew it every time if you don't get your license. So, yeah. What the fuck? I do need to learn how to drive, though. I've been meaning to do it this year, but ever since now, I'm potentially gonna get a job here soon. It's like, maybe I don't need the license yet. I will plan on getting a license in my near future, probably before 30. I'll try before next year, maybe, like before I turn 25. But definitely before 30, I want to at least have to learn to drive so I can actually drive when I need to drive. Because where my job is gonna be, it's gonna be in San Francisco, and it's like, I could trust public transportation. I have some good trust with public transportation. Sure, they could be late at times, but I know I can trust them. They're not sporadic. They're frequent. When they're frequent, mine expires every day. Now we're gonna renew it. That's fair. No, yeah, that's fair. I would figure. Yeah, it's like I'm realizing it now that like now my friends know how to drive, and it's like I really should learn it. Oh, dude, because you'd be driving on the from right side to left side and be like, what? It'd literally be like that. I should stream Euro Truck Simulator, and I'll tell you how hard it is to drive on the left side of the road with a left side wheel. I should show it. Like even if it's simulated as a game, it could be a mindfuck because when you try to turn around and everything's like, wait, my wheel's over here, and I'm driving right here. And you're bad at directions. So that's gonna just be like, I'm supposed to be on this side. Oh, shoot. Hold on, Skype kind of just went off. You know what's dumb? I put myself on Do Not Disturb. That shouldn't go off, but it does go off, and it's kind of oh right, I'm driving. I haven't crashed. Thank you, game, for pausing after I get out of that. Sorry, I wasn't expecting the Skype call to happen that early. It's only 8. But
sometimes it happens early, but I'm still streaming. I want to keep streaming. Drop off this load and I'll end the stream. Talk to my dad for a bit, and then after that, do whatever. But yeah, holy shit, that's a lot of trucks. There's a convoy. I want to join. Or speed the fuck up. Oh, but there's a road construction. Fuck. No. No, don't be a construction. No. I'm going in. Slow down. I mean, it is 9, and you do start early tomorrow. Technically, but I'll be done here, I think, in about 10-20 minutes, considering the drive. I'll attempt to park to last a little bit longer, because it's not a big load. Was it near you that the highway had purple flowers in the middle of the highway? Depends. Which one are you talking about? I mean, could be anywhere, because I know some stretches in California, especially between where I live in Sacramento, one highway had flowers in the middle. Some highways do have flowers in the middle. Could be Oregon as well. I don't know. I couldn't tell. Oh shit! This man is. Slow it down, bitches. Slow it down. You know what the sad part is? There's a lot of roads here in California are starting to expand only because California is expanding, right? They've been starting to remove. Oh fuck. No, they've been totally starting to remove. Fuck. They've been starting to remove the grassy medians just to add more lanes, especially here in my city. We used to have 3 lanes going back and forth on Interstate 5. I was on Interstate 5. I could have just gone that way. But they've removed the grassy median just to add an extra lane because there's just a lot of traffic. And I'm just noticing that just around the area, they're starting to lose that grassy median with flowers and whatnot. And it's like, oh, now it looks like a concrete jungle. Shit, we look like LA now. Damn it. California, don't do this, but we need it. So, yeah, it's like, I understand why you would want to have more lanes just so it can meet with the demand, even though when you add a lane, it's just going to increase demand anyways, and we're still going to get the same kind of traffic. But yeah, it's kind of starting to look like LA now on the north side, so it's like, we're becoming concrete jungle of the north. Granted, the freeways going to San Francisco from my place is already a concrete jungle of asphalt jungle of the north, technically, but I digress. So it's like there's like a little bit less green until you get out into the country, really. And it's like, hey, look green, until it's like summer, hey, look brown. So, yeah. I also like how my camera's actually tilted. It looks like it's tilted, but like in the real thing, it's not really that tilted, I think. Yeah, LA is pretty. Especially when you're just stuck on the freeway, stuck in traffic. It's like, oh my god, I feel like I'm melting here. Like, literally, though. Like, there's some good, pretty parts of LA. Other parts, not so much. Like Hollywood. Yeah. That's true. There's a lot of good graffiti art over there. I still keep thinking that graffiti is kind of I think only because it's like the really shitty ones, like the signature, that's just really shit. There are some good ones. And like some people might consider graffiti, it looks like a mural to me. So it's like I remember that back in San Francisco. There's like a handful of that type. Some of them look really, really good, even if it's graffiti. It's like, shit, it looks nice. Alright, so now I'm on the 101. I should be in San Francisco, and what it says, an hour and 20 minutes in game. So that's about 10-15 minutes. Yeah. I really do like the mural ones. They look really nice. Like, remember back in San Francisco. I remember back in San Francisco, there, like where I lived, we were close to like one cool looking mural. Holy shit! How'd you get in that kind of accident? There was like one really cool looking mural that I always pass by, and it's like, man, that looks really good. Really, really good. Oh, I figured. I figured there'd be some like. Weirdly enough, I would like to be the person that likes to go urban exploration, but not like the very urban exploration where they go to abandoned areas and shit. Just places where you can see them pretty cool shit. I mean, most of the time, graffiti is art, like really good art. Other time, it's just that shitty stuff. Well, I bet for Mexico. That must be good, but I feel like there is some people that would misinterpret it as, like tags. To some extent. That's pretty cool. I want to see these now, damn it. One day, I'll travel places and stuff. Well, for now, I'll be driving a truck. Forever and ever. It would be interesting if I do become a truck driver once in my life. But I don't know if I would be able to do it. Man, they have some high priorities to be a truck driver. Oh wow. No, don't. I figured it. Yeah, I figured it. I mean, unless if I created my own truck company, if I gone into logistics, maybe I would do it. But no, if I had to like work for someone else's logistics, fuck that. Yeah. I mean, I would be staring on the road. I'd probably take a nap and crash. So yeah, probably not for me. I was probably very unsafe, but I managed to get away with it. Oh boy, I'm entering San Francisco. San Francisco technically doesn't look like this. It is a miniature version of San Francisco, but it is San Francisco, to be fair. We are coming down to a 50-mile-per-hour speed limit, and we're now encountering a 40-mile with a construction. Jesus. Oh, really? Fuck. Oh my god, this is gonna be shit. This is gonna be a shit show right now. Okay. Red car, go. Go. Red car, go. I want you to go. Fuck, move. Oh yeah, San Francisco's pretty high. Like this, like at least in this game, it doesn't compare to real life San Francisco. Oops. Oh, Mr. San Francisco. Can't wait to go back if I do get the job. And I'm gonna have a slightly hard time to find a place, but it shouldn't. But I will see. Oh, the traffic. Can I? I'm gonna try and skip it. Miss California General Oregon. Oh. Just only those two states. Forget the rest of the states. Oh. I do have the landlady to start out. Holy shit, that is some traffic we got up here ahead of us. Pretty much, I'm gonna probably contact, if I do end up getting a job like within that like a month or so, contact the landlady and try to see if I can get a temporary rental for like a year, maybe at most a year. I'm not gonna go any more than a year. Then eventually either rent out a condo for a bit as well, and then maybe buy a house one day. Holy shit, this is some terrible traffic. Okay. We are fucked. I do want to explore the Midwest. That's something I haven't explored fully. That's a lie, I kind of did. I went to Minneapolis. Wait, am I talking about? But I want to still,
That's fun. It's just the only thing I kind of worried about is if she rented out her rooms already, because I know there's a lot more people she wants to take in, especially because she goes to church a lot, and there's always some people that is willing to find a place to live. It's like, I don't know if she'll be still available at that point. Hopefully she is. Because if then yeah, I'll definitely travel. Because apparently I've heard that after 2 months of working, you'll get PTO. So I'm like, oh boy, pay time off. Let's go. Time to places. All right, I'm coming all the way. Yeah, I'm gonna message her once I get the get the offer. Hi. There hasn't been much I need to speak with her per se. Just like I want to wait until I at least have the offer. I don't want to be like saying, "Hi, do you have a place?" Like, when do you want it? I don't know when. Like, if I know that I'm confirmed that I go there, I want to at least have that confirmation that I could just be there. Okay, now we just gotta back this truck up all the way here. We're good. Oh, that's true. And also, thing is, I do plan on inviting her to the ceremony, actually. I think I'll have enough tickets for parents and her. And I don't know if I want to invite friends. I'm going to try and see. But I wouldn't have enough tickets to invite everyone, if that's the case. Yeah, no, I know she told me it's like, if you graduate, like, I'm willing to come over. It's like, okay, yeah, I'll send you some. I'll send you an invite. I wish I could, but you have your ceremony too. Oh, apparently I do have my date. If I can join the spring commencement, I do have the exact date of when my commencement is. And that is Thursday the 24th of May, I think. I think that's my commencement date. So it's before Memorial Day, U.S. Memorial Day. So May 24th, 2018. I think that's a Thursday. That's what the site for graduates told us. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of expecting, because we're all gonna have commencements at that time. It'd be cool enough, but I think we have just similar schedules for that. Or are you still teaching? No, I don't. Oh no! Jesus, why is this so hard to park? Oh, your ceremonies in June. Yeah, mine's May. Early, they're having it Thursday. That means I got my specifics probably earlier that day. And then I got the general commencement at the big old AT&T Park where the San Francisco Giants play over there for my general commencement. So that's going to be fun. I technically do have 2 ceremonies. Alright, I'm going to park this truck somewhere. Oh geez, really? 6 and 12. I feel like mine's going to be same day, except I have the computer science ceremony and then the general commencement. I made it. Alright, let me park in the middle of downtown. Let's go here. Let's park here. Move right here. And then I'll stop the stream then. Oh, nice. Oh, right, I forgot about your certificate. Fuck. Okay. 2 literal separate ceremonies. Oh yeah, I'm going to ask this quick question as I'm driving here. Dragon, do you know if you get to rent or buy your gown for the ceremonies? Because apparently here in San Francisco State, it's rent only, apparently. And it's like, what happens if I do like the purple?
Yee. Like, what happens if I want to buy a purple gown? I think it's actually purple specifically. I forgot. I remember seeing the colors for it. I just don't remember which one is it. Which one's which. I think it's main color purple. And it's like, what happens if I want to buy the main color purple? I don't have anything wrong with that. Why would I want to rent? I actually want to buy mine. Oh yeah, I know. Gowns are crazy expensive. But I would want one. I would want one. Technically, I still have my high school gown. Also, man, I really gotta poo, so come on. I really gotta go. Yeah, because our color schools are purple and gold. I'm gonna stand up here for a bit. So I'm gonna move my camera right up here. That did not work. Because my stomach is starting to give me problems. I'm gonna try to close the camera. Hold on, I could do this. I'm gonna do this. Balance? You're balanced. Woo. Oh jeez, my stomach is starting to give way, but I could end the stream here. I will end it. I'm gonna like look down. It's like an interesting point of view right now. So I will end the stream here right when I get to San Francisco proper, when I get past Utrecht. Actually, no, I'll be right here because it looks pretty. It tries to simulate Embarcadero and the ferry market, which actually looks really cool. So I'll do that. Do this. Look at that. I am in San Francisco. Close enough. Bay Bridge is like somewhere back there. But yeah, I will end the stream now. It is actually getting close to 8:30. I should be meeting up with my dad for just a little bit. Hope you guys had a... Let me move my mic up this way. Hope you guys had a fun time watching. I'm parking! No, I'm actually parking, Dragon. I'm actually parking. Not emergency parking, it's actual parking. So, I will thank you guys again for joining this weird talk and whatnot. It's just, just a time to talk. More or less a podcast, even though it's not a podcast, it's just a place to talk, speak, whatever. We'll see. I'm going to try to do this next week. This actually was pretty fun to do. Thank you, Dragon, for providing some commentary along the stream as well, except for the first 25 minutes because I was a derp and not reloaded my stream. Any case, yeah, if you guys haven't followed me yet here on Twitch, just give me a follow for more streams. Follow me on social media. I have it linked right down below. In any case, hope you guys have a great night. Good night, Dragon. This is Spam Waits. See ya. Still salt. Yeah, I know. Sorry. I will also get Nightbot and some stuff ready as well. Anyways, I'll see you then. Let me alt-tab out. Bye. I need to poop now. Bye. Fuck. Yes.